Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Steam Next Fest demo game, that being Clothing Store Simulator. Now, before we get into this, if you guys find that you enjoy this channel, this content, or my general stupid crap that I say, any and all engagements you guys leave helps tremendously. Engagements, like likes, dislikes, bell icon, and hitting that comment section, are all fantastic ways of getting the YouTube algorithm to push our videos to other users, allowing our community to grow, and it encourages the YouTube algorithm to push our videos to other people. That way we grow as a community, and this channel grows, and I appreciate your help. We're almost at this point up to 2,000 subscribers, and I would love, before the end of the year, if by some miracle we could hit 3,000, but we're on the verge of 2. Other than that, lads, if you guys want to come hang out with me, link description below for the Discord, where we hang out, chat, and game with one another, so feel free to pop in and say hey. Other than that, I would really appreciate if you guys could go ahead and check out my other videos that I've done on this channel. I've got well over 1,000 videos. I've done horror games, shooters, goofy shits. I've done a bunch of different games, so feel free to pop over those and check them out. I would love to see you guys over there as well. I respond to all my comments as I see them pop up, so long as I get the notification, I will be more than happy to respond to your comment, regardless if it was from today, or regardless if it's a video from last year. I will still respond to it, so long as I can still see the comment. But with that said, lads, enough of my ramblings, let's go into Clothing Store Simulator. Welcome! You are taking the first steps on your journey from a small shop to the most important fashion center in the city. Buy a few products, fill the aisles, and start selling. Your selling prices must be balanced. Take care of your customers. Increase sales. Improve your store. Don't go bankrupt. Work hard and have a lot of fun, because fun and retail are just two words that always go together. No, they don't. Okay. What the hell am I doing? Go to the computer and order your first product. Products. Sure. What the fuck? Oh, it's $50? Do I set the price? $51 dues. Yeah, there you go. Prove. I like round numbers, so 38. Round numbers, there you go, round them off. Okay, I guess that's what I sell. Oh, it orders 10 of each. Okay, that's how we do it. I'm dumb. So I have $1,000, and these just cost me $500. I think. Yeah. I'm a little uncertain of myself right now. Alright, so it is packs of 100. Can I not take the whole box? Put those over there. That's a dress? I thought it was a shirt. What the hell am I doing right now? Okay. That looks like a shirt. That doesn't look like a dress, but okay. Set products, prices. Well, I did that already, so approve. There we go. Open your store now. Well, what about my, wholesaler furniture? Gonna buy one of those. Gonna buy one of these. Buy another one of these. Buy it. Oh boy, I have no money. This looks a lot like the other game that I was playing, the retail simulator one. That I can't remember the name of it. No, open the box. There we go. Okay. I'm assuming. Oh, the feet are the indication of where customers are going to stand. Oh. See, I like that about this game. At least now I know where people are supposed to stand. Okay, there we go. So got that. Then our changing room. Which way does it open? Like that, I think. There we go. That works. Damn, I can hold a lot of crap in my hands. Okay. Alright, so just left click. So it's not a matter of holding it. The other game allows you just to click and hold. Damn, I just machine gunned those skirts. Okay. Alright, and then I guess open. Then, yes, this is bit. What the? That man just. Where the hell did you come from? Storage available in full version. Yeah, so this is basically that retail sim game, but clothing. The only difference is I can make my own clothing. Okay. And magically, they always have a bag. Okay, that's about what how do I put it in the bag? Okay. Space. Oh. But in this game, you don't go ahead and take cash from them. You just scan the item and then say, okay. I'm assuming everybody is paying with card. I didn't even see what that guy ordered, to be honest. You know what? Hell, to each their own. Even though we're selling all women's clothing, he was a dude, to each their own. Okay. She's just going to sit there and sniff the dresses. Fantastic. What is with your arms, lady? What is with your body? What the hell is this creature? Why do you look ripped as shit? What is wrong? Chat, do you see this? I'm acting like I'm streaming. Wait, are you a dude? Are you a woman? I'm probably... Oh my god, I can see your eyes. You have teeth? You have teeth. You have a mouth. But you have no teeth. Hold on. Hold on. I'm more fascinated by the person than I am the game. Hold on. Where are your teeth? Alright, so you look like a girl. You look like a guy. You look like... both. You might be a dude. I think you're a dude. Okay, bye. I love that I probably spent a solid hour just staring at this one person. I have a feeling that the character creator, I'm assuming the game is auto-generating characters, and it was just like, sure, girl face, man body, hair, there we go, character. It just randomly threw them together. Now, what's with these demos that they don't have any music? There's no, like, undertone music or something to just kind of give that store feel to it. Okay, let's go back. We need to order more crap. So the one thing I don't like about games like this is that it's gonna end up being a lot of clicking the same crap over and over again. I'm gonna have to buy more of these anyway, so I was like, alright, screw it. So you're gonna go here, and we're just gonna throw them right over there. Oh. Oh. Okay. There you go. Machine gun them and get them right over here. Why do I feel like that wouldn't work in the real world? Just saying. Okay, and then we're gonna grab a bunch of these. So why does this one... Oh wow, actually, those are actually sold out. I'm glad I ordered more. Okay, sure, there we go. Probably should order another box of those. Can I afford it? Yeah, I'm good. There we go, fantastic. Maybe I ought to buy more. Nope, nope, yes, no, maybe so, yes, yep, bingo, bottom, bingo. Press N to start a new day. Oh boy. I guess drop them right here. I noticed nobody's using the changing room. Do I use this? Do they use it? Who the hell uses it? It seems like nobody uses it, and I feel like I wasted money on it. Yes, this is literally operating like the previous game we've played. That, retail simulator game. What the hell was it? God damn it, what was the name of the game? I can't remember it for nothing now. I just feel stupid. All right, so the store's open. I guess we're done with. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting to actually do that. So what does that sign say? Wish list on Steam. Oh boy. Yeah, I saw the truck say something about Steam shipping office. Sierra Shipping, your cargo is safe with us. Why did I think that was like a soldier or some shit? Like I looked at that, I was like, why do I think of Rambo with like a handlebar mustache? I don't know why I thought that. Alright, come on. Any day now, dude. There we go. Have a nice day. Oh my god, can this lady buy shit any slower? You were in the changing room. Okay. See, you know what I want in a game like this? Like games like this, I want them to have some form of loss prevention. For those of you that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, in the actual retail world, you friggin' bitch! The least you could have done was clean up after yourself. Anyway, in the retail world, you have something called loss prevention. Loss prevention is, well, it depends on how we're referring to it. Loss prevention is usually like a department of your company that is involved in preventing people from stealing shit. So, say for example, I had a shoplifter come in here and yoink a few dresses, right? What's going to end up happening is you would go, either loss prevention would approach the person with like a security guard or whatever, or generally they investigate losses. So, basically they're involved in just general loss, whether that's an employee stealing crap that they should, stealing crap, whether that is a customer stealing, or just generally someone's being a doofus and not knowing what the hell they're doing, ultimately resulting in the store taking a loss, hence the name loss prevention. I literally have $1 to my name. Yeah, wishlist on Steam, okay, that's what it was. Anyway. So, as I was saying, that's generally what loss prevention is. And I always see these retail games, but these games always act under the assumption that all of your customers are always going to be good people, and that none of them are ever going to do anything illegal or immoral. And I would love to see a retail game that does actually have this aspect of retail applied to it. Like, you have to be on your toes. Keep an eye on your customers because some of them may try to steal. Hire a security guard to keep an eye on your merchandise so that way you can focus on your customers. I would actually like to see that as a mechanic. So far, in my experience, I haven't seen any customer or any games, not customers. I haven't seen any games with loss prevention as a portion of it. Like, not to get into it, but like that was actually part of my training back when I was at GameStop. While working at GameStop at the time, something they were very, very, very gung-ho on was loss prevention. I remember constantly having LP stuff drilled into my head when I was working there. So I'm sorry, I'm sending a message because my brother is texting me right now. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, so loss prevention was something that was very, very heavily drilled into me as an employee. And even nowadays with my current jobs, that is something that I'm very focused on. Maybe a little too focused, like, because the problem with GameStop, right? One of the problems with GameStop was you kind of were always under the assumption that your customers were thieves. Not a good way of looking at people, unfortunately. Like, I know, but it's just the way you were trained. Again, it's not good, but it's what it was, because unfortunately, you always had your share of thieves. But anyway, yeah, so that's something that was always kind of like, again, drilled in. And even nowadays, playing games like this, whether it's that food shop mart whatever game, there was one other game that I played that was like you're a gun dealer. It's like literally you're just running a store like this, and if you're lucky, maybe you can find a gun out in the wild, like literally just like, oh hey, look, there's a gun in the trash can. Like you could, like if I open up this bin right now, there'd be a gun, and I can go ahead and sell it in my store. Not that that's necessarily legal, but it's a video game. Go figure. Actually, that game did, in fact, it was a VR game. It did actually have a little bit of LP behind it, because it's possible that a customer could try to run out of your store and steal stuff from you. So you'd have to pop them with a taser to go ahead and stop them and grab the game. Grab the item. Now, in the real world, what part of your training when it comes down to LP is that you're not to engage with the person. If they get physical, you're to back off. Depending on where you are, it really depends on what they want you to do. In some situations, it may just be, hey, call your loss prevention officer and let them know this is going on. If you suspect a customer is stealing, just annoy the crap out of them. That's really it. Just like I had this one guy I remember who he was sketchy as hell. Sketchy as hell. And what we used to do was, my boss would just say, hey, go talk to him. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Just talk to him. Okay. Walk up to the guy. Hey, what's going on, man? What brings you in? Nothing. I'm just, shopping. Oh, okay, cool. Can I help you look for anything? No, I'm just looking. Cool. Hey, do you want to know about any of the new games that are coming out? No, I'm good. You want to know about any of the new toys that are coming out? No. How about the new cards that are coming out? And just keep talking to him. Eventually, he'll take the hint of, oh, they know. Okay, and they usually back off. Sometimes, sometimes you do misjudge people because, unfortunately, you kind of start profiling. You start figuring things out. If a customer's coming in with an empty backpack, yeah, that's raising some alarm bells. If some customers seem a little sketchy, like sometimes I have customers come in, it's almost like they're trying to hide from you in a way, like they're hoping you're not looking at them. Like it's a certain body language that you look for in people. It's either they're carrying open bags, or they're carrying empty bags, which is right there usually a red flag. It's a certain body language, like as you're just working, like if you're working behind the register, like what I'm doing right now. Like let's take for this person for example, right? This person just walks right in. Oh, hey, good afternoon. What can I do for you? And they just keep walking and ignore you. That's a red flag. Now maybe they have their headphones in. They don't realize that you spoke to them. That's possible. But that's also the reason why when you get this hint that hey, this might be a suspicious person, that they might be a thief. That's why you normally just approach them. Hey, good afternoon. What can I do for you? Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just looking for this game. Do you have this? Do you happen to have this in stock? Oh yeah, sure. We got it. And then you lead on to transaction. Okay, they weren't a thief. They were just, they just didn't hear me. They weren't paying attention. Okay, whatever. But you never just go up and accuse me. Go, hey, I think you're a thief. Like you don't do that. You don't do that. You just go, hi, good afternoon. You kiss their ass a little bit. Usually they're gonna try to do whatever they can. If they're a thief, they're gonna try to push you off. If they're a genuine customer, they're gonna maybe have questions. They might have some general questions. Right, basic rule of thumb is if they have, what was it? Oh my god, I'm getting all my words twisted around. I was gonna say, what am I thinking right now? God help me, Jesus. Basically, rule of thumb is this. If they talk to you, if they're not trying to hide from you, they're probably legit. Now, there is also the alternative of the guy who talks too much. I have had that. I've had customers. I had one guy I remember who thought he was slick. Can I wait? Hold on. Can I sell you this? Because you just dropped it on the floor. I saw you. That's one thing that's about on point with retail. People being crappy and just leaving their shit on the floor. Anyway. So, yeah, generally you can also get the guy who talks too much. And, like, through that, they often seem kind of nervous. Like, it's almost like nervous talking. Like, they know they're guilty of something. Yeah, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm not, I'm not stealing nothing. No, don't worry. No, what do you mean I might be stealing? I don't think I'm stealing. What are you talking about? I don't know. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys. They just keep rambling on about shit that you don't care about. A good example of this, I had a guy who did steal from my store. And me and my coworker both thought it was kind of weird the way he was going. But we also didn't have the time to really just go ahead and stop the guy. Mostly because of the fact that we were just, like I said, busy. Which I'm sure every LP agent would be aggravated as hell to hear that. Yeah, we just kind of, didn't really fight him because, we were busy. That is one thing that some LP agents take their job like super serious. Like some of them will act as if they're like damn near 007. So everyone's a little different. Some of them are chill. Some of them think they're friggin' cops and they can kind of be douchers about it. But I digress. Yeah. So like I said, I had this one guy who came in, and and he was just rambling on. Like, he managed to shove something under his shirt, and he was kind of hiding behind the shelves. And he was like, "Hey, did you guys ever play that new Marvel game for the Android? I don't remember the name of it. Some Android Marvel game." And I'm like, me and my boss just looked at him and we're like, "No." "Oh yeah, no, you never saw it? Oh, it's a great game. Yeah, you should totally play." And as he's talking to us, he's slowly walking out of the store, and me and my manager just both kind of looking at him like, "Why are you talking to us right now? Like, we weren't talking to you." It's not to say that we have a problem with talking to people, but it was just like, yeah, we were both engaging with our customers, and then you, out of the blue, just started telling us about this game that neither of us know or care about. Little suspicious. Little suspicious there, bud. And then after he walked out, one of our customers came up to us like, "Yeah, he stole shit." I'm like, "Yeah, great, thanks for telling us now." Like, "Yeah, thanks, we could have stopped him." So that happens. I did actually have, that I know of, one coworker of mine steal. He did steal from my store, and it was a little bit of a personal thing for me, considering that I actually vouched for him. So he kind of screwed me, which, yeah, it's safe to say I wasn't happy about. I was not happy. When my manager told me that he had done what he did, because I remember my boss and my other coworker, they were like, "Yeah, don't screw it up. Don't tell him that we know what he's up to." I said, "No, I'm not going to tell him anything. I want to sink him." Because after the fact, like, I vouched for him, I pushed for him to keep the job. I pushed my boss to keep him hired, and instead he goes ahead and basically steals from us. So yeah, I took it personally. The way things operated in that situation in terms of loss prevention, the way things went was, my manager started noticing items were going missing, and they weren't just average, like, they weren't like little pop figures, or like, sometimes you do have little things that go missing. It happens. Sometimes a kid walks in, grabs a friggin' fidget spinner or whatever, something stupid, and they walk out, and it's like, all right, whatever, it's $3 lost to the store, whatever, no berries. No, we were losing things that we shouldn't have been losing, like DS games. We were losing, what is it, that Chronos thing that people use to cheat in games now. I can't remember the name of it. Chronos Zen, I think it was called. That was $100. We lost a couple DS games. We lost pop figure or two. And at one point, we started noticing Switch games, new Switch games, going missing. And it just didn't make sense. We're like, where the hell are these items going? Someone's definitely taking them. At first, we thought it was this girl that was working with us, because she started acting very, and again, profiling, she started acting abnormal. She was always acting miserable. She was acting like she didn't want to be there. So naturally, unfortunately, with a person who doesn't want to be there, doesn't care about their job, so likelihood is, who is your guilty party? The person who probably doesn't care. So we did think it was her. Come to find out, it was the guy who, unfortunately, I pushed for. I was like, yeah, I want this guy hired because I felt bad for him. He seemed like a good kid, and now he lied. But yeah, so what ended up happening? Of course, my boss didn't tell me anything until after the fact, because there was one night where my manager, me, and him were on shift, and out of the blue, he's like, "Hey, so we gotta do backpack checks." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't have a backpack. I just always wear my jacket. So I put my arms out. I'm like, "Hey, you want to pat me down, boss? Go right ahead." He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he gives me a quick pat down, like he's not even really trying. So I open up my jacket, like, from both sides, just to show, like, yeah, I don't have anything in there. He's like, "Anything in your pockets?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, here you go. My phone, my wallet. You want my keys? You want my car? Like, what do you want, boss?" Like, I'm cracking jokes. So he's like, "No, you're good, Nick." And I'm like, "Huh. All right." Like, it just seemed very much like he wasn't really trying to search me. And then he goes to my coworker, the kid that I vouched for, and he opens up his backpack, pulls out a stack of brand new sealed Switch games. And I look at him, I'm like, oh shit. I look at my manager, I'm like, we're all just staring at each other, and he's like, so my manager looks at him and goes, "What are these?" So the kid looks at him and is like, "Oh, I bought those with one of our other people. Yeah, I bought it before." He goes, "Where's your receipt?" She threw it out. So immediately, like a flash, I'm texting her right now. I'm like, "What the hell happened? We found a bunch of games in this kid's backpack. Please tell me this isn't a lie." And it wasn't just games that he had in there. He had like a stupid Zelda bag and was it a couple of other simple items. But then on top of that, he had the games too. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, please tell me he's not lying right now. And she goes, well, no. Partially of what he's telling is the truth. He did buy the Zelda bag. He did. I did throw out the receipt because I didn't think he needed it, but I didn't sell him any Switch games. And I'm like, ah, crap. Here we go. So before anything was put away, I pulled out my phone on my notepad, and I quickly jotted down the names of the games that were in his backpack. The reason why I did this, there's a reason. Because I was opening the next morning, and my boss put those Switch games back in his backpack, so we didn't have proof whether or not he stole it or not. So, as a manager, I have the ability to check my inventory. Well, actually, that's a lie. My employees could also check inventory. So, as a manager, my job would be to investigate inventory issues. That's the better terminology. Again, all part of loss prevention. This is something you do. You investigate inventory losses. Considering the fact that he's saying that he bought these, logic would have it that if he did buy them, my inventory should be correct. But if it just so happens that if I go through my Switch games, and one of each of those titles happens to go missing after that night, what's the logic? He stole them. Because if they're not, if he had bought them, inventory would be correct. Inventory would say across the board, like say for example, Super Mario Brothers. We'll just use Super Mario for example. Say inventory says I have 10 copies, and he legitimately bought one. Okay, well if I have 10 in my drawer, and inventory says I have 10, and he had one in his hand, then he bought it. But if he tells me he bought one, I count 9, but inventory tells me 10, he stole it. Definitely a theft. Now, there is always the possibility of inventory going missing. That can happen. Sometimes, especially with GameStop, the problem with GameStop was that when it came from the warehouse, there was always a chance that somebody at the warehouse screwed up. You would have times where your shipment manifest will say you were supposed to get 5 copies of Grand Theft Auto. But what would end up happening is you have 3 copies of Battlefield. Or they would try to compensate. Oh, well, this is a $100 game, so we're going to give you $100 worth of games, even though it's not the game it's supposed to be on your manifest. Now, granted, we didn't order these games. These were all automatic by the system. It just was really annoying because then when the warehouse screwed up, you had to correct it because if you put the wrong inventory in, then when you adjusted it, your store took the hit, not the warehouse. But on the alternative, if you did count correctly, if you counted correctly, then the warehouse takes the hit and the store gets credited. So it was always important to keep track of what came into inventory. So I think what this kid thought he was doing was if he stole like one game here, one game there. Wow, you're friggin' rude. There's not enough fitting room. Screw you. Just throw my shit on the floor, you bitch. Anyway. Just put it back. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so next morning, I go over my notes, look for the games, check the title. Sure enough, one of each is missing. I shoot my boss a text, and I'm like, hey, by the way, these games are missing. These were the ones in his backpack. He comes in that day. It was in the afternoon. He shows up. Closing goes around after he's there. Behind his... Well, he was still there when I did closing, but I did an inventory check again real quick. Check those games. So if he didn't steal, then... Or, I'm sorry. I'm losing track of my thoughts. So, yeah, if he didn't steal, then inventory should be accurate. So what I counted in the morning should be the same at night. So if I'm missing one of each of those copies of those 3 games, so again, say Super Mario Brothers, Luigi's Mansion, and Ghostbusters, why not? Say I'm missing one of each of those games in the morning after the night where we assumed he had stolen those games. Then he probably stole them. But if after he came in, it's possible that they are just lost. But if after he comes in, magically out of the blue, they're back in inventory, what do you think happened? He tried to put them back in and, back into inventory so that way no one, he could play dumb. Oh, I didn't steal it. No, it's right there, right? And sure enough, I go check inventory again with him present, and magically the game's manifest. Magically, they're there. What do you know? I even called him out on it too, like, because when I realized, like, so what had ended up happening was he came in for inventory, like inventory. God help me. I'm focusing on the game and I'm focusing on my story at the same time. When he had come in, I noticed those 3 games happened to be just sitting on the counter. So I look at him, I go, "Hey, so where those games come from?" "Oh, you know, they just happen to be there. I think a customer left them." "Ah, okay, neat." I go ahead, check inventory, still missing each of them. He tells me that customer apparently left them. Count each of them. Oh, what do you know? It just so happens these are the games that are missing. Surprise, surprise. No, he tried to pull a fast one. He thought if he returned the games, he left them back on the counter, he could play dumb, and he would get off. A couple days go by. We know he's coming in for a shift. He thinks that everything's squared away. Everything's good and done. We go ahead. LP and our loss prevention officer. Yes, that's a thing. Loss prevention officer and my district manager come in. So I go in the back room. This is my afternoon shift. He hadn't shown up yet. I think he was scheduled to be in like 2. I was scheduled to be in 12. And I go in the back, and sure enough, they're both sitting there. So I'm like, "Oh, hey, boss. Who's this guy?" "Oh, he's the LP. We're going to be talking to your coworker." I'm like, "Oh." So I'm like, out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, is he being terminated? Like, yeah, we can't really discuss that. I'm like, okay, that's fair. So the LP officer looks at me and goes, "Hey, let me ask you something. You work with this kid, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What do you know about him?" I'm like, "Well, what do you want to know?" And he goes, "Well, should I expect anything from him? Like, if I call him out, is he going to lose his shit or anything?" I'm like, "I don't really know much about him in that regard. I don't think so, but he did mention that there was some kind of abuse going on within his household. So I don't really know if that's going to be an indication of something that you should be concerned about. But, that may or may not be something to be mindful of." So he goes, "Okay, cool. Thank you for, letting me know." So I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." Kid comes in, and he happens to notice the district leader's in there. And he always made fun of her, too, because she was short, so he called her the Oompa Loompa. And I kind of thought it was funny, because like, "Yeah, asshole, yeah, keep making fun of the DL, because it's going to come to bite you in the ass in about 5 minutes. So, DL's in the back. He goes in the back room, punches in. Nobody's talking to him yet. He comes up to me and goes, "Hey, why is the Oompa Loompa here anyway? And who's that guy?" "Oh, it's LP and the district manager." "Why are they here?" "They're just trying to figure out what's going on with their inventory. The boss is going to talk to them and figure it out from there. Nothing crazy." "Oh, is anybody in trouble?" "No, nobody's in trouble. No, don't worry. You're good, bro. Yeah, don't worry." "Oh, okay. I don't want anybody thinking I'm in trouble, because, like, I'm not a stealer." "You're not a stealer. But you are a thief." Naturally, I didn't say that, but again, it falls in line with that. He doesn't want to admit he's a thief. He knows he's guilty. He can't say it, so instead of saying, thief, he says he's not a stealer. And he's guilty. He knows he's guilty. So at one point, the DL pops her head out and goes, "Hey, you come in the back room?" Looking at him, not me. He goes in the back room. About 20 minutes later, he comes back out. He looks all stressed out and upset. Manager walks up to me. The DL walks up to me and she goes, "Yeah, it's safe to say he's not going to be working with you ever again." I'm like, "So what's the situation?" She's like, "I can't really discuss that." I'm like, "Okay, but he's terminated. Got it." For those of you that were curious, I managed to poke and prod and figure out what was going on, because nobody wanted to tell me. I figured out that they estimated that he stole, I think, to the tune of like $400. And we managed to recover about $200 to $300. No, I remember what it was. So he recovered about $200 to $300 worth of merchandise back. He returned us the Kronos thingy. He returned a pop figure and a couple of DS games. And then whatever else that we suspected him on, that we saw on the camera, if he couldn't return it to us, we told him to pay it back. So his options were pay back what you owe, or jail time. So yeah, quickly he coughed up the money. But yeah, so that's kind of how LP operates and just what's to really expect in LP situations, especially if you're talking like in terms of like internal theft. And now, when it comes down to theft from a customer, it's really just a matter of being vigilant. And if it's a regular guy stealing, keeping track, because usually when someone's stealing from your store regularly, they tend to have like a certain pattern of how they do things, whether they poke their head in or not. They tend to become creatures of habit. But enough of my ramblings, ladies and gentlemen. I see those people just breakdancing back there. As always, if you enjoy this channel, content, or my goofy, stupid nonsense, I'd appreciate it if you could help out the channel by leaving a like, a dislike, bell icon, or comments. Comments help, and if you guys have any questions in regards to anything I talked about today, feel free to leave a comment. Or if you have any little retail stories yourself that you want to tell, feel free to tell me in the comment section. I'm always happy to hear them. Other than that, if you want to come hang out with me, link description below for the Discord. But with that said, lads, I will see you all in the next one. I'd appreciate if you go ahead and check out my other videos after this one. That'd be awesome. But with that said, I will see you on the next one, guys. Have a fantastic night. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Later. Have a good night.